Hands up if there's anybody here who can tell me how do I make a sound with your trumpet? Oh! No, we don't go. Oh! No, we don't do that. Hands up if you can tell me. What do you think? Press the buttons. And what's your name, young man? Okay, Dylan, let's find out what happens when we press the buttons. A little bit more to it than that, Dylan. What do you think, miss? Oh, that's got to be it. What's your name? Blow and press the buttons. Let's find out what happens then, Anna, when we blow and press the buttons. Bit more to it than that. Young man just there. Yes, you have to blow a great bit. I beg your pardon. The funniest thing of all, everybody, Reuben is right. Well, it's not exactly a great big call, blimey, Raspberry, but you do have to make these buzz. And boys and girls, hey, if you blow it through the mouthpiece, you do get the most delightful. Oh yeah. There's nothing nicer than coming to Hilton School, getting me trumpet, getting me mouthpiece, and in the middle of an assembly, having a lovely. That's right, miss, it did, miss. You said so, miss. It did. It did. You said so, miss. Yes, it did. But hey, would you like to see and hear something amazing about the trumpet? Yeah. Well, as it's you, I'll show you. If I make mine that's buzz like a bee, we can make the mouthpiece buzz like a bee too. But if I fit that to this piece of pipe called the trumpet, I think something amazing happens, because that funny sound turns into. And watch, the sound comes into the mouthpiece, down around the corner, around the bit, through the red, and out. Yes. And if I was to unwrap that piece of pipe, and the big long piece of pipe here, if I was to unravel this piece of pipe, we would discover that the trumpet is in fact that long. On a one length of pipe, I can only play a few notes. You listen. Can you hear? There are big gaps. Can you hear? Well, that's okay, but I can't play all the nice tunes I want to with the holes between the notes. That's why you're right. We do need to use these, but not to make the sound. We make the sound. On a brass instrument, we have a piece of technology that's going to help me change the sound so I can play all the notes in between. The technology is called the valve. And this, boys and girls, is what a valve looks like. The bottom half of the valve is a piece of pipe with holes cut through the middle, and in the top, a little spring to send it back up again. When I use the valve, this helps me play extra notes. I make the sound in the same way. I hold the valve down, the sound comes in, around, through the holes in the valve, and it sends the sound around this piece of pipe. When I press the valve down, I make the trumpet this little piece longer. Hey, I can play extra notes. Press the first valve down, it comes around this piece of pipe, a little bit longer than before. Third valve, all the way around the back. So now I can play. Buzzing my lips means I can play higher, I can play lower. Using the valves, I can play all the notes in between. Can you hear them? trumpet, here's just 2 tunes that you could be playing. Next time you hear this music, this is the instrument you'll be listening to. Who can tell me what it's called? Boys and girls, quiet please, no silly shouting out, you will just spoil this. We can have some fun, or you can spoil it. I prefer to have some fun. No silly shouting out, thank you. The terrific trumpet. Who can tell me what this is? Young man. Top answer, the cornet. And we hear the cornet playing in a brass band, playing jazz, but how observant are you here at Hilton on a Wednesday morning? Look carefully out of my trumpet. Look carefully out of my cornet. Which one of these 2 do you think is the longest? You just been joining 2? Which one is the longest? Hands up for the trumpet. Hands up for the cornet. Hands down. All of you thought it was the trumpet? Oh, wrong. Which can only mean that all of you thought it was the cornet? Oh, wrong as well. Hands up if you can tell me why. Young lady with blonde hair, near the back.
They're both the same size.
Wrong. Not the size. Are you a young lady with blonde hair? Amazing. Okay. Size is a good word, but I think there's a better one to describe it, young man. What do you think? Shh. No silly shouting out, please. What do you think? Size is a good word, but there's a better word to describe it. And what's your name, young man? John says he thinks that these 2 instruments are the same length. I think we would all agree they don't look the same. So, what can I do to prove if Joel is right? Young man with the white shirt on at the back.
You just bend it.
Well, I could unravel it, yeah, but I'd be just left with nothing but a pile of pipes on the floor. And boys and girls, I like playing my trumpet. What can I do? What can I do? What do you think, sweetheart? What can I do to prove it to you? Say, young man, have a go. And what's going to happen if they're the same? Oh, I see. So, if you think if the cornet is the same length as the trumpet, it'll play the same notes, because only the same length of pipe will play the same notes. Let's find out if he's right. I think that answer is yes, they're the same. Listen. The cornet is the same length because it plays the same notes. Hey, and I'll tell you something else about the cornet. cornet played in your house every week? You hear the cornet played in your house every week. Here's just 2 tunes. Next time you hear them, this is the instrument you're going to be listening to. Who can tell me what they're called? Match of the day. So, 2 lovely instruments from the brass family, the trumpet and the cornet. Who can tell me their name? It's a little bit like a saxophone in some ways, but this is neither of those. You ready there? This is called a clarinet. Quiet please! Quiet please! Quiet please! I cannot talk over the top of everybody else, thank you. The clarinet. Clarinet is part of the woodwind family. Very different from the trumpet and cornet in every way. Look, it's different shape, made of a different material. The technology is different too. We need to use these keys to change the sound. But I'd like to show you something amazing about the clarinet. Because if we can play Star Wars with a wow, but this is amazing too. Because of the way we make the sound. We don't use our lips to make the sound on the clarinet. We need to use these. A slim, trim, cut, shaped, tapered, thin, little piece of reed. And when I blow over the reed vibrates, and this is what makes the sound. Like. At this time of year, you can get a blade of grass and put it between your thumbs and make a sound. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. Same idea, except we tie that to here. And then we blow. Who would have thought you could make such a beautiful sound with a little piece of reed? And it really does make a beautiful sound. Because I'd like you to imagine your finger is the reed. And the reed sits just here. Oh. And I'm looking around the school to see if anybody can do this properly. Hands up if you think you'd like to have a little go. Show me you can do this. And hands up. Oh, Let's see who we can see. Oh, hello. And I beg your pardon. What's your name? Charmed to meet you. How do you do? And can you show everybody where the reed goes? Oh. You do that. Oh. And you can stand just here. Open. I hold it. Open. Close. I hold it. Open. Close. Blow. Beautiful. Do that again. Just come and stand a little bit closer for me. Open and you play me a long note, and she might even play you a little tune. Come here. Well, a round of applause for Sally. Okay, Charlie, let's have a listen to Charlie. Blow. Take a breath, Charlie. Play again. One. Boys and girls, just a minute. This is amazing. Watch very carefully. Charlie, amazing. Listen to this. He can play the clarinet, even with his hands in his pockets. Round of applause for Charlie. Yeah. Peyton. Right, just hands down, sweetie. All you've got to do is blow on, blow. That's it, don't worry, just let your shoulders drop, take the tension out of your body and just blow a nice long note. Here we go. Okay, give her a round of applause too. Well done, well done. Is the beautiful flute. I've shown you how we make a sound on a trumpet. I've shown you how we make a sound on a cornet. I've shown you how we make a sound on a clarinet. And we've had a lot of fun and we've made a lot of noise. But now, I'd like you to show me a different skill. Now, I'd like you all to show me your listening skills. Whilst you're listening, oh yes, boys and girls, listening is a skill. Ask any of your teachers. And whilst you're listening, I'd like you to be watching, because can you spot how I make a sound on the flute? You don't have to put your hand up to tell me. This is just for you. So together, boys and girls, we're going to be watching and listening. And whilst you're listening, I'd like you to be watching. And whilst you're watching, are you watching? Are you listening? Yes. Then together, boys and girls, we all can be watching. got to make a sound on the flute is a little hole. And if I blow straight into the hole, the problem with playing the flute is if I do just blow straight into that hole, nothing happens. So to make nothing happens, see if you blow, look, nothing happens. So to make a sound on the flute, what you've got to do is, watch, blow into the hole. If you just blow into the hole, nothing happens. So what you've got to do is blow into the hole. So it's all about how you blow in the hole. Have you ever had a bottle of pop and gone? Same idea with the tutti flutti. We got to blow half in, half over. And if you can do that, well, you can play anything you like. Now, boys and girls, I've come into your lovely school this morning to play you some of these instruments, to give you a little look at two lovely instruments from the brass family, two lovely instruments from the woodwind family, and ask you a question. Hands up if there's anybody here who thinks they'd like to learn to play one of those instruments. Come on, hands up. Thank you. Hands down. And listen, that's fantastic to see so many of you interested, but there is one thing you must be prepared to do if you're going to be a success at playing. Who can tell me what that is? You've got an instrument, you've had a lesson, you go home and you do your practice. You must be prepared to do your practice. If you're not prepared to do your practice, do not start to learn to play a musical instrument, because I guarantee you that if you don't do your practice, you will just fail at learning to play a musical instrument. You'll just fail. But I'd like to promise you all something, and I'd be interested to see if your teachers agree. Boys and girls, if you want to, and you do your practice, one day you will be able to play those instruments just like me. For those of you who want to, today you will get a very special invitation to take home. This invites your parents to a very special meeting back here next Thursday evening at 6 o'clock. At that time, I will be able to explain to them how you can start to learn to play. And if they say yes, then you can start to learn to play. It's up to you to get this letter home tonight. Please explain to your parents what you've seen. Tell them what you think you might like to do. It explains it here. And look, very importantly, there's a return slip on the back you must bring back to let us know if they're coming. Okay.